Hey everybody, I'm super glad to be part of your conference today, and hopefully you can play along with, if you have some watercolor pencils, some paper, even a pan watercolor is going to do it. But I'm going to share two really awesome watercolor hacks with you today. If you have middle school and high school students, this is absolutely for you because you can take some quality product that, yes, does cost more, and come up with a hack that's going to be close to the cost of a pan watercolor. So the first one, and just to share, these are not ideas that Kris Bakke or Nasco Education came up with. This idea I got from Florida Art Education teacher Heather Hagee, who I think she said she got from somebody. So lots of good ideas out there, and I think in this distance learning situation, that's what it's all about, is sharing your ideas. So the first one started off with creating a little compact mini watercolor kit using an Altoid tin and pop-out gum. This was actually pop-out Listerine, and it was really gross. But you chew all the gum or you eat all the Listerine lozenges, and then you have the little 6-pack, or if you can fit another 2 in, you can cut it out. And then you're gonna take a higher end watercolor in tubes. And the cool part about doing this is you're gonna be able to make a whole lot of these hacks. Since then, I've learned of an even better hack. And that is, for the same amount as Altoids, and unless you just love the Altoids, you can do it with pill boxes. How cool is that? And let me just tell you, these were all from a local dollar shop. Nasco doesn't sell, it's not worth it to sell a dollar thing to you when you can just get it yourself. So all of these came from the dollar shop. So I'm gonna take the ginormous one because it's sort of fun. And I just picked out my rainbow of colors. And that's exactly what you're gonna do. You're just gonna open up your tubes and squirt a little bit in there. Now, I would not suggest to squirt it all. A little dab will do you, and I'm so not kidding when I say that, because when I did the Altoid tin, just a tiny little squirt in there, then I put the lid on. That was end of June when I did that one, and I still have been watercoloring with it just today. So it's gonna dry in there. And then it gives you a little room for even mixing. I'm going to put a little black in there and a little white because we all know tints and shades are important. So if you're in a hybrid situation, it would be great to have your students bring in their little pill container and create their own set and then take it home. And then that can last for a decent amount of time. Again, there is a whole bunch of other ones as well. This one, I loved the shape, but quite honestly, I found it a little bit annoying because if you have all of them open at once, you just can't get your brush in there as well. But I suppose you can open one at a time, or if you're really clever, you can just manipulate your brush in there. Personally, I found that annoying, and yet I still loved the roundness of it. So this one though, again, $1, and it was kind of cool because all of these came out. So I sort of did like, you know, some reds in there, some yellows, some greens, some blues. Then I'd throw a little yellow in there. This was blacks and browns. This one I left open, but also cool. How fun is this that you could take it and this could be my tray, where now I'm going to create that lighter shade of something and create it, and then just wash that off later. Another awesome part of this hack too is instead of, you can send everybody home with a brush. I just picked the Royal brush, Big Kids brushes, just because they're acrylic handles, they have the soft grip on it. The greens are rounds, the reds are flats, they're super easy to use. But also these Royal Aquaflow are nice. They come in a 3-pack. They have a small, medium, and large. The tip on the small is definitely small. Medium and large, you can see a little bit of a difference. But they're great because the water is right inside. And now I can squeeze it until I get my brush is clean and I got some fresh water there. I can put the water on my paper. I created some pre-made guys here because my snail, of course, is super deluxe. But it just kind of shows that I can also put the water like right on the paper. And then if I want to add the technique, of course it helps if you can open them up. But now I can add the paint right to it, like wet on wet. But you can see the brilliance of this watercolor is going to definitely be a higher quality than if students had to use a pan watercolor. I'm using also just a 20-pound paper here, so that can save money as well, and still you get some really nice quality. Hack number 2. Let me get that out of the way a little bit. Hack number 2 is watercolor pencils. And again, you want to do a higher quality one. This happens to be the Goldfaber Aqua. And you can create your own watercolor palette. And so I'm going to get the black out because I started creating my own little palette, and then I thought I better show you how to do it, except I'm pretty sure you know how to color a circle. And so you're just going to have the student really burnish. And it doesn't have to be circles in a row. I mean, it can be squares, it can be anything they want. They can make their own color palette. The nice part about whatever brand you use, Prismacolor, Faber-Castell, Sakura, you can do it for as little as $10.95 for an entire set of brushes. You can send those brushes home with the student so that they can continue to do this, or each week every student creates their own palette and takes it home and uses it for what it's worth. So how long does it last? Probably not super long. I am going to just get out my other beautiful rose, and I'm going to use the Faber-Castell, I'm going to use the Royal Brush Aquaflow, and this time I'm just going to lift a little bit. I don't want to put a whole lot of water on there, otherwise it's going to dilute it and I'm not going to be able to use it. But you can see I can go pretty thick. And that time I dripped, just like I said, I probably shouldn't do. But now I'm just going to carefully leave it there, and I'll be able to dip it in and keep painting. So while I do that, I'm going to get a sip of water. And that probably will dry, and I can still use it. And I'm not your high quality artist, so my brush strokes and stuff right now are just showing you that anybody can watercolor. But the nice part is you get a really nice quality pigment here. The other part that is awesome is that I can actually take the colored pencils, and if I want to get a little bit of a different technique, I can put some texture in there with the watercolor pencils. And then I go back to the Royal brush, and I'm just going to squeeze it out on my paper towel there. and I can just sort of fill it in and keep some of that texture look as well. So you can use them in conjunction with, if you want to just buy the set and send it home with the students, or you can, if price is a factor and money's tight, you can just create some little sets like this and sort of almost have it be paint by number. So hopefully that's a fun hack for you. I am Kris Bakke with Nasco Education. Please reach out to me for anything that I can do to help you as you are doing distance learning. And I just thank you for the opportunity to spend some time with you today. Bye, everybody.